about what I've learned about collecting sports cards and cards in general. I've been collecting sports cards and like trading cards for a long time. As you can see in the background, I have a big collection of collectibles, including Funko Pops, Pokemon cards, and this shelf like right here, we got some sports cards too. But I'm gonna be talking about some main things I've learned about them that because sports cards and like cards in general can be a very hard hobby to get in because it can be very complicated and it can be very expensive, and there's a lot of things that I wish I did when I started, that I just didn't do because I wasn't taught to do. So the first thing I want to say about cards is there are so many different types of cards, whether you're collecting sports cards or Pokemon cards, but there are so many different types. I think the first thing you need to do is decide what you want to collect. Is it EXs and GXs of Pokemon? Is it a specific sports athlete like Ronald Acuna Jr. or Tatis Jr., like whoever that may be? You need to decide what you want to collect. There are a couple different routes you could take. This is a Javier Baez baseball card. I collect baseball cards because baseball is my favorite thing almost in the world. Favorite sport. I collect football cards because I like football. I collect Pokemon cards because that's how I started into collecting. These are unlicensed baseball cards, so they're not very expensive. They are made by Panini Mosaic. It's a kind of shiny brand of cards. These are just base cards, and they're not very expensive, but I like the players on them. What I used to do when I started collecting was just buy random stuff. So I have a lot of random bulk cards, like a lot of random stuff. Aaron Judge from Topps Heritage, Clark Schmidt, just random cards. And then decided I want to exclusively collect the Yankees. So I have like a set here of like a lot of different Yankees players. But I kind of got sick of that because it wasn't really my style. So I started focusing on specific players from all across different teams. So right now I'm collecting my best example of a player I'm collecting is Sauce Gardner. I'll just grab his card real quick and show you guys. These two Sauce Gardner cards, okay? This is a PSA 10 Green Mosaic Sauce Gardner rookie card. My rules are pretty simple for collecting sports cards. I only collect rookie cards because rookies are the first year of issue. This can be expensive because rookies are what people are looking for. Rookies are the best thing. But I collect exclusively rookies because I've had a lot of problems with having too many bulk cards, too many base cards. Like I have stacks and stacks of bulk cards that I don't actually need. So here's my Sauce Gardner PSA 10 right here. It's a rookie. This is like the mosaic. The reason I bought it is because it's a color match card of Sauce Gardner. Pretty decent card. And we've also got the blue Sauce Gardner. I'm trying to collect all the colors of this specific card. So some things you'll need to know about collecting is condition of your cards is key. Keeping your cards in a safe place where they won't get destroyed is key because cards are worth more in a higher grade. So how do you get cards? You can either buy singles, which is like just buy cards you want, or you can buy packs of cards. Packs of cards are going to have a random chance to pull something absolutely amazing. So you could end up pulling a really expensive or really rare card from a pack. This is what a lot of people start with. Packs are really fun. You'll see a lot of YouTubers opening up boxes of cards or packs, and what ends up happening is you get stacks and stacks of cards, like hundreds of cards that are completely random, and then inserted in these random cards, you will sometimes get something rare. And when I say sometimes, at least in sports cards, it feels like you never get something rare because it's just really low odds, I feel like. But when you hit something rare, that card is going to be worth a lot of money, and you technically can save a lot of money if you pull a really rare card. But this is kind of the fun of collecting for a lot of people, is opening up these packs of cards and seeing what you can get inside. I decided to go the route of buying singles, which means I just choose a card I want and then I buy that. The reason I did that is because I would get a lot of cards that I didn't care about and they would just like stack up in my room somewhere, and I didn't necessarily actually enjoy collecting that way because I had so many cards that there was no story behind those cards for me. There was no connection to the player or the set. It was just I had a lot of cards, I had a lot of paper, and that paper cost a lot of money. So I stopped opening packs to just focus on buying cards I personally liked. So now I just focus on certain players. Sauce Gardner right now is my favorite. He's a very, very high end cornerback in football. He is the highest paid corner. He signed a 4-year contract and is getting $120 million with the Jets, which is super high pay, especially for corners in football. He is a very good rookie, and I love his cards, and I've been collecting them for a long time. So, yeah, I focus on buying single cards. So, the first thing I would say, if you're just getting into collecting cards or sports cards, figure out what you want to do and the route you're going to take to buy your cards. Are you going to collect baseball cards? Are you going to collect football cards? Or are you going to collect Pokemon cards? After that, decide how you're going to buy your cards. Are you going to buy specific cards, or are you going to open a lot of packs to get your collection? Or are you going to do a mixture of both? Because sometimes opening packs can be really, really fun and it's like really enjoyable, but other times you just don't get what you want and it can be a little annoying. So, yeah, that's the first thing, figuring out what you want to do and how you want to buy your cards. After that, we need to talk about storage. So there are some ways you can store your cards. This is a very popular way. This is a top loader. Basically, what this is, it's a plastic hard case for your cards. These top loaders are very good and protect your cards very well. You don't put your card in a top loader without a sleeve. So this card right here, if you put it in the top loader like this, the card can get the corners and the surface can get damaged because there's nothing protecting the card. So as you can see, it's just in plastic right now. But if this like jiggles around, then this card is kind of gonna get destroyed. So what you want to do is you have a top loader, and these are more for expensive cards, okay? So you have yourself a top loader, and this is called a penny sleeve. Penny sleeves are just like these little plastic sleeves, and all they do is they give a layer of protection from dust, direct scratching, and other things. So you put your card in your penny sleeve right here. It fits perfectly in the penny sleeve. So now it's sleeved up and the card can't get fingerprints on it. As you can see, this card was not in a penny sleeve when I got it. So as you can see, there are literally fingerprints on the card, which decreases the value. So you've got your card in the penny sleeve, right? Now what you want to do is either throw it into a top loader, which is this thing, or you can put it in, it's called a Protector 1. These are like, it's almost the sleeves material, but it's a little bit harder. So this is like a hard plastic. You can slide your cards inside this as well. And this is like how you grade cards. So like these are very, very high-end cards. This is how you would do high-end cards. Put it in both of these, and then you just slowly like stick it down. It's kind of hard to do sometimes. You have to be very careful with your card's corners. To be dead honest, I don't care about this card that I'm putting in here because this is just like a base card I got in a pack. And so now you've got the card in here. This is how you store your cards. You want to have them in a sleeve, at least, a top loader, a sleeve, a top loader, or a two-piece protector. There's these things you can get. They're like a screw down protector. I'll show you it. It's like, oh man, sometimes it's hard to find stuff. So this is a screw down protector. The issue with these is you can like, there's a screw thing right here that you can unscrew and you can put your cards in. But sometimes it like destroys the corner of your cards to have them in this screw down protector, right? So I don't use screw down protectors. Screw down protectors are also like $7 to $10 per protector, so it's very expensive to keep your cards in. This is a case from Topps, not a true screw down protector. But the point is, don't use the screw down protectors. It really does ruin your cards. I've had so many nice cards just get absolutely destroyed from using screw down protectors. So use sleeves. If you see that it's shiny or if it's a rookie, This is how you can tell with baseball cards that it's a rookie. This is a Topps rookie logo. So like if you get a Topps card, which is really, really common for baseball, that RC logo means it's a rookie. Rookie is the first year that a player got sports cards. So if someone started playing baseball in 2018, their rookie year would be 2018. So all cards printed in 2018 would have this rookie logo. Rookie cards increase in value a lot. So whenever you find any rookie cards, set them aside because rookies are what are going to hold the most value over time when it comes to sports cards. If you're looking at Panini football cards, the rookie logo is going to look a little different. But as long as your card says RC somewhere on the card, that does mean it's a rookie card. So keep that in mind, guys. Rookie cards are what you are looking for in this hobby. Another thing that I can truly say is collection interest will ebb and flow. So I've been collecting for 5 years and I've been collecting on and off, right? Sometimes I'm super duper duper into buying cards, and other times I just will not want to buy cards. I won't want to touch them with a 9-foot pole, right? The reason this happens is because there can be at times where so many cards come out that it gets super stressful, or sometimes you need to slow down financially because collecting cards can be very, very, very expensive. If this happens to you where you're losing interest in cards, do not sell your whole collection, because if you truly enjoy collecting cards, your joy for that collection will come back eventually. So like if I have really high-end expensive cards that are like autographed or in these PSA cases right here, I'll keep them in my collection even when I'm not digging the cards, and then I'll either sell them if my interest doesn't come back in like 6 months to a year, or I will just leave them and then my interest will somehow be sparked again. Like recently, I really got out of collecting Pokemon cards. Like Pokemon was like my childhood of like collecting, but when I turned 13, I really did not want to collect Pokemon anymore, and I just stopped. And I had a humongous collection of like really rare cards, right? And now I'm going to Japan. Like I'm leaving tomorrow actually, and I was looking at cards on YouTube, and Japanese Pokemon cards came into my search feed. So I was looking at Japanese Pokemon cards, and I'm like, while I'm in Japan, I have to pick some of these up. So it just like re-sparked my interest and my ability to enjoy collecting Pokemon, and I've been buying a lot of cards recently. Another thing though is really, really make sure you know what you are focused on, because as I said, there are thousands of variants of different cards. If you go for everything, you're gonna run out of the ability to have fun anymore, because there's so much stuff to collect out there. Yo, what's up, Just Lando? How's it going? Um, so usually there are tons of variants, and it gets really, really stressful really fast. So before you buy anything, decide what your goals are. Your goals can obviously change, because for me, I'll be collecting something for a month and then I'll get sick of it and then I'll move to something else. That is totally fine. But know where you're at and what your goals are. So right now, I'm going to share with you some of my goals just so like you can get a little idea of what you guys can do if you're trying to collect cards in general. So for Pokemon, right now I've only been collecting Eevee and Eevee's evolutions for the past 3 years. I've just been collecting anything that is Eevee or something that evolves from Eevee. So this is Eevee right here, and this is a Sylveon. And Eevee has 8 evolutions, or 8 Sylveons. And yeah, I've been exclusively collecting Eevee for the last 3 years. And for some reason, that interest has never changed for me, which is absolutely crazy. Yes, the almighty Fat Eevee. We call it Fat Eevee. But for sports cards, I was collecting exclusively baseball last year because I was super like into the Angels. The Angels are my favorite team. But I started playing football, like flag football this year, and I got way into football. So now I'm collecting football cards instead of baseball cards. And right now, exclusively, I'm collecting this guy. Sauce Gardner. He's my favorite guy to collect. But anyone can have their own ways of collecting. Some people only collect old cards. Some people only collect new cards. Some people only collect cards that cost under a certain amount. So, like, they have a budget. Like, they'll only collect cards if it's $10 or under. People collect all in their own ways, and you have to let people do that, right? Because everyone has their own way of collecting. So, get a niche or a focus when you start collecting. I cannot stress this one enough. This is like one of the most important things because having a niche and focus, it'll make everything way better. I'm going to show you guys right now why you should have a niche or a focus. Look at this. This is like the cards underneath my bed, the great abyss of random Pokemon cards. Like, none of these, I haven't looked through these in like at least 3 years. They just kind of sit here, and I do not care about any of these cards. These are like bulk cards I got from packs, literally random stuff. But like, you see that? It goes far back. These are like probably 1,000 cards. If you don't have a focus, you'll just end up with a bunch of random junk that you don't want. Like this whole box of cards, I'm trying to find a way to sell it right now because I just don't need it, and it's taking up too much space. So please, guys, get a focus when you're collecting cards. Another thing we've got to touch on is displaying and like space, okay? Card collecting can take up a lot of space. Let me prove that to you right now. This is my collection wall. It takes up an actual good amount of space. Most of the space is taken up by Funko Pops right here. But a lot of cards, they take up a lot of space. Like, if you want to display them where you can see them like this, it's going to take up a lot of space. So your options for storage are either a binder. You can, like, set them up like what I do, where I just set them on a wall. You could get PSA slabs, and you can stack all your slabs in, like, a specific way. But you've got to keep in mind that cards can take up a lot of space. And when I say a lot, like, I've seen people who have entire rooms filled to the brim with cards. So just keep in mind when you start collecting, you need to know your storage options. So binders, Pokemon has tins. This is a literal tin of Pokemon cards. You could get stuff like this to store your cards in. This is what I did when I just started. I would keep all my Pokemon in this little tin right here. And then that's exactly just what I would do, right? Because that was the easiest thing for me. When you just start, you don't need the most space. You could just have a box like this. But keep your cards stored properly with sleeves, with everything you need. And make sure that you have enough space in your house. Because, like, if you live in, like, one of those New York apartments that's, like, just a closet where you don't have that much space, you probably don't want to get too into cards because it'll turn into an addiction real fast, and you won't have enough space anymore. Another thing I learned is watch out for addiction. Card collecting can become an addiction where you're way too focused on it and like it becomes unhealthy, either financially or just in general, where you're thinking about cards too much. The reason this happens is because cards can be so much fun, but you don't want to put yourself in financial risk trying to buy cards because some of these cards can become really, really expensive. This Charizard card, it's not expensive. This guy is literally worth like 20 bucks. But some of these cards, this Fat EVGX, in a PSA 10 goes for $500. So you've got to be careful that you don't overextend yourself financially or put yourself into bad situations with trading cards because it can happen. And I've seen it happen where people go into debt for cards or people buy too many cards and they have to end up selling a lot of their cards because they were just overextending themselves. So make sure you don't overextend yourself to buy specific cards. It's not a good idea, guys, at all. Make sure you are doing everything within your means. It's just important that you do that. Sorry if this is a little bit of a rambling stream. I was just planning to talk about what I've personally learned. Yo, what's up, not King George III? So, yeah, it's kind of a little bit more of rambling, but I'm trying to teach you everything I've learned about sports cards in a condensed amount of time before I leave to Japan. So, we're going to try to get through it. Another thing with cards that I have learned is literally to shop for deals, guys. Shop around. You can find cards on really good deals. Sometimes you'll find them at garage sales, eBay auctions, and online. eBay auctions have been the best for me. You can get cards way undervalued on eBay. I don't know why it always happens, but I find these awesome auctions and they'll have like 1 minute left and I'll absolutely snipe the card. Like this Sauce Gardner card, it's worth about 50 bucks. And I bought it for like 20 on eBay because I found it on an auction and I just picked it up right when there was 1 second left on the card. So guys, look on eBay for cards. Look at different alternative ways to get cards because you can buy them in a pack and you can take the chance to pull the specific card you want, or you can do the easy way, go to eBay, find the card you want and buy it. Look for auctions, look for it at yard sales, maybe go to a card show, but trust me, you can find cards way undervalued and on sale. That's one reason I'm really excited for Japan is because a lot of the cards are going to be cheaper in Japan than in the US. So I'm going to be stacking up on cards. Just make sure, guys, you look around when you're shopping for cards. Another thing I want to touch on, and this is not something I learned, but I want to discuss it a little bit just because it's an interesting thing that happened in the sports card hobby. This Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant autograph dual patch card. Okay, so it was signed by Michael Jordan and it was signed by Kobe Bryant. It was also autographed by both of them. It sold for $12.9 million like a week ago, and it was like a big card. It's one of one, meaning there was one in the entire world of this card, and it sold for $12.9 million. Can we just get some that emoji in the chat, like $12.9 million for one sports card? Like, there is a market for these cards. Like, for trading cards, there is a market, and people are willing to pay a lot of money for sports cards and for cards. So just keep that in mind, guys. But 12.9 million is crazy. I have nothing in my collection even close to that value, but I've seen cards going for $10,000. I have also heard that a lot of people get mad when you think about cards financially. Okay, here's a thought of mine, right? Everything has financial benefits, and sports cards are included in that, right? You can use sports cards as an investment to generate you more wealth. A lot of sports cards go up in value over time. People get really mad when you talk about this. What's up, Noah? How's it going? How's it going, Noah? A lot of people get really, really mad when you talk about value and you keep card value in your head, right? And you try to flip cards for a profit, or if you try to sell cards to other people, people just look down on that because people think collecting is only about buying exactly what you want. But without the dealers and the people who sell the cards, collecting would not be able to run as smoothly as it does. So do not look down on flippers and card resellers, right? Because that is a fair business. If you guys are willing to buy the card for so much money, then they should be able to sell the card for that much money. People should be able to sell cards freely. We don't have to look down on those people. Personally, I am a card collector and investor. If I find a card that is going to go up in price over time and it is going to cost me let's say 20, 30 bucks and I can sell it for 60, 70 in the future, I'm going to buy that card for $30 and then I'm going to resell it to someone who is willing to pay the price so that I can make some money, so I can profit. Because with those profits, I can either buy something for my collection or I can just save that money. Think about it. Economically, cards can be very, very smart. So don't judge people for thinking on that with that perspective. That perspective is important. As I said, find your goal. One thing you can think about is if you want to be a card reseller or just a card collector. Collectors just buy cards they want. Let's say this is Nolan Schanuel. He's an Angels player. A lot of people don't know about him. He's just a rookie. He plays first base for the Angels. I love this player, right? I've been watching him since he started playing baseball. This is an example of collecting. I collect Nolan Schanuel because I like him as a person. I like his cards. And I think Nolan Schanuel is a cool guy, a cool player. Sauce Gardner, who I've showed a couple times in this stream, he is really good at football, like really, really good. And I think his cards can go up over time. If he makes it to the Hall of Fame, or if he has a really good career, or if he wins a Super Bowl, these cards could easily rise in value. And if they rise in value, I would not be mad at just selling these cards, okay? Like, at all. I would not be mad at selling these at all. Especially if they, like, grew in value a lot. So you can decide if you want to be a reseller or a just genuine collector. You can also be a mixture of both if you really want to. Like I'm not telling anyone not to do that. It's a good idea, quite frankly, if you enjoy the hobby enough to be a collector and a reseller, because it just helps. I'm gonna show you guys my collection, just some of my stuff. So I've got this Eevee and Snorlax Tag Team GX. This card goes for about $100 raw, so like ungraded. I'm going to send it off to PSA soon. This is a Shohei Ohtani rookie card. If you haven't heard of Shohei Ohtani, you've been living under a rock. He's a two-way star. He started playing for the Angels back in 2018, but then he was traded to the Dodgers just recently. He's playing for the Dodgers now. This is a rookie card, as you can see. So that means this card was produced in his first year of him playing baseball. Next, we got some Fortnite cards. These are not really popular yet, but I'm using Fortnite cards as an investment because Fortnite is a big game, and these cards were like not printed that much. They have like a scarcity value to them because not a lot of them were printed. So this is a Royal Knight from Fortnite in a PSA 9. This card, it's a 1 of 1. Like there's only one in this specific grade in the world. And I own it. And I bought it for $35. This is a Zoe PSA 9 holo foil from Fortnite. As I said, I'm investing in Fortnite cards because I think they could potentially go somewhere at some point. Next, we've got my Jamar Chase PSA 9 card. I bought this card for $10 on eBay. It's worth like $25. It's not that much. But the reason I bought it is because I have a tie to LSU, which is Louisiana State. I love Louisiana State. It's my favorite college. That's where I want to go play sports when I'm an adult. I want to go play for LSU. I love the dream team that LSU had, where they had Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Joe Burrow all on the same college team. It was crazy. So yeah, I like the LSU Jamar Chase. Next, we've got my Sauce Gardner PSA 10 and my blue Sauce Gardner. One thing I forgot to teach you guys about sports cards, which I'll do it real quick, is there are numbered cards, okay? So, in sports cards, this is how it works. You have either base cards. This is just a base card. You pull it in a pack, right? It doesn't have a number on it. It's just a card. And it's very, very common. Probably worth 5 cents. Some cards are special, where they have a number on them. So, this is a football Sauce Gardner card. The thing with it, why it's different than the green. So the green card is the base variant, the base version that you always get in a pack, right? This Sauce Gardner card is special. And the reason is on the back, you see a number right here. It is 88 out of 99. So there are 99 of this specific card that were printed, right? And this is number 88 out of 99. Numbered cards hold a way better value than base cards. Which one would you rather have? Would you rather have I gotta go to a football game, but I will see you soon. Good luck in life. Of course, Noah, thank you. Good luck at your football game. Go cook. Go cook, Noah. But yeah. Numbers show the scarcity of the card. Scarcity is very important. Cards will have more value if they have something special about them. Something rare. Whether it's the card being numbered, where there's only a certain number in the world, or if it has that athlete's actual autograph on the card, which is really cool. Some cards have that. Autographed cards are what you're really, really looking for. Autographed cards or numbered cards, right? Base cards like these are boring. Nobody wants them. They don't have a special variant. It's just like the pictures of the player. If you want to be a collector collecting cards that are going to hold more value and are rarer and like more of a flex, Don't collect base cards. Skip that. Go right to numbered cards or autographed cards. These are going to cost you more money, but it's definitely worth it because these cards are going to hold more value. They're better long term. A lot of base cards become worthless, like over time, because no one cares enough about them. And yeah, base cards are not what you want to be collecting. It's just not the best way to go. And then the last thing I'll say is have fun collecting. Enjoy it. Buy what you like, not what everyone else wants you to buy. Because a lot of people are going to tell you, you have to buy this card that costs $100. You have to buy this card that's worth $1,000. You have to buy this card that you have to only get in Brazil. Like, there are a lot of collectors who are gonna tell you, you have to enjoy this, you have to buy this, but buy what you like. Like, personally, this card is not valuable in Pokemon, right? This is a Topps Pokemon card. It's worth $2. But I love it because it shows a scene from the Pokemon TV show. Collect what you like and enjoy your collecting journey. And if you enjoyed the stream, make sure to smash that subscribe button and share this content with all your friends if it helped you out. But I'm going to hop off the live stream. Thank you guys for all being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for being here. Peace out.